Hi, I'm Delgado, 2013-2014 NCAA champion for the University of Illinois. Today I'm going to be showing you a little bit of offense and defense unique to my style of wrestling. Hopefully you can pick something out that you like. As my partner Eric, he's going to be helping me out a little bit today, showing sweep single finishes. I'll start off with basic sweep single finish. When I'm showing this, I like to show just the basic standard finish that you learn when you're a little guy. This is important whether you're college, elementary school, high school, just basic fundamentals. So when I shoot, I don't really have too much of a setup that I favor too much. I'll wrestle from the outside, tie up. I'm just going to focus mainly on the finishes for now. So whatever you're most comfortable with as a setup, go ahead and use that. Just gonna focus when I'm shooting. When I'm showing this, turn. I want to emphasize that I'm keeping my head up, my trail leg up, and I'm trying to keep my back straight as much as I can. So when Eric sprawls on me, I'm in good position right here. If I have my head down, my back bent, he's going to stuff me. I'm going to lose the shot. He might go behind me. Just focus on keeping good position. It seems pretty basic, but a lot of people just overlook the fact that good fundamental finishes win matches. So I'm keeping my head up, back straight, trail leg up, so when he sprawls, I can support him right here. Now when I'm circling, I'm keeping my hand, I want to switch, keep my hand above the knee, circle, turn. Same thing, we're keeping our head up, keeping pressure, locking out his hip right here, hand above the knee. When I'm circling, I'm driving it at the same time. So I want to keep that pressure. If I don't have pressure right here, he's going to be able to get his leg back. I'm going to lose the shot again. So I'm shooting, head up. Right here, support his weight. Hand above the knee right here. Circling, keeping pressure, keeping pressure. When I get that angle, I'm going to hook his foot right here with my knee, put it on the table, and I'm switching off. I'm switching off above the knee, chasing that ankle or thigh, whatever you can get. Whatever you do, you just don't want to make sure you don't go to the hip, because that's when he's going to get a nice whizzer right there and defend you. So above the knee, ankle, circle and drive. A lot of times when I'm showing this, people forget to keep pressure when they're circling. So like I showed before, when I'm getting that angle, they'll try and circle, and they'll lose their pressure. We want to keep constant pressure when we're circling. Shooting, keeping pressure, head up, circling, 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 above the knee, getting that angle, putting it on the table, switching off above the knee, going to the ankle or the hip, not below the hip or on the waist, circling, driving. Sorry, not on the hip, on the thigh. All right, so show it one more time. Keep my head up. Like I said, any setup you're most comfortable with. I'm comfortable from wrestling from the outside, so I'll take my shots from the outside. Shooting, I got my head up, circle. Keep my hand above the knee. I don't like to go below because that's when they can start shin whizzering, limp legging. There's a lot of stuff they can do. When I'm right here, I got my head on his ribs, hand above the knee, I'm locking out his hip. So it takes away this flexibility, so he can't limp leg, whizzer. I got his hip locked out, so when he does sprawl, I'm in good position. Now when I'm circling, I'm keeping pressure like I was saying before. Constant pressure, so when I'm circling, I'm driving into him. It's putting his weight on that foot. It's gonna allow me to get this angle right here. Once I get the angle I want, I'm gonna go down to the foot, put it on the shelf, switch off, chase that ankle. Now when I shelf it, I wanna try and go as deep as I can. That's gonna keep him from getting a deep whizzer. So even if he get it as deep as you can, I mean, it's not too much, even if he does get it right there. Once I switch off, I can change off to the other leg. It's not too much of a problem. I also want to keep my shoulder right here tight to his thigh. If I pop it out, that's when he's going to create this hole, get that whizzer in. So I'm keeping it tight to the thigh, as deep as I can, and I can switch off. So one more time, shooting, keeping my head up. Sprawls. Got my trail leg up, circling, getting that angle. Reaching back to the foot, shelving it. Trying to keep my shoulder tight right here to the thigh. We don't want it to pop out, that's what's gonna slip that whizzer in. Nice and tight, switch off, chase the ankle, circle and drive. So we want to keep constant pressure the whole time we're circling. Show it one more time, a tiny bit faster. So you can see, shoot, sprawls, head up, shoulders nice and tight to that thigh, circle, 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 shelf, regrip, change off, circle drive. We're keeping pressure with that trail leg the whole time. All right, so next, defensive guy, we shoot, he's feeding his hard hips, we can't get that angle that we want. He's hipping in really hard. I can't get that angle. I'm trying to get it. He's got that whizzer in. Hips are heavy. I'm gonna try, when I'm doing this, I'm gonna do a cutback. When I do a cutback, I wanna get my ear to this opposite hip. I'm gonna swing the leg out and I'm gonna knee slide. So first, I'm gonna take a big step, get my ear to this opposite hip right here. I'm gonna knee slide and at the same time, I'm gonna swing his leg up. So he's hipping in, feeding his heavy hips. I got my head up, good position, trail legs, keeping pressure. Can't get that angle that I want. I'm gonna get my ear to this opposite hip, take a big step so I can get ready to knee slide. And when I knee slide, I'm gonna swing his leg up and out. Now it doesn't have to be a big swing. A lot of times when I show younger kids, even high school kids this, they try and focus on getting a big swing, lifting his leg up in the air. It's really just a subtle movement just to knock him over, kind of make him lose his balance. You're pushing his hips this way and swinging his leg the opposite way, so it knocks him off balance. So like I said, always want to keep our head up, good position, trail leg keeping pressure, take a big step, get ready to knee slide, get this ear to this opposite hip. We're going to swing it up and we're going to push his hip the opposite direction with our ear. So we're swinging the leg up, pushing his hip the opposite direction. Show it again. Head up, good position, trail leg up. Big step, getting ready to knee slide, ear to the opposite hip. We're gonna swing the leg up, push his hips the opposite direction. I've even done it before. A lot of times I've seen a lot of guys do it, even if they're all the way sprawled back right here. I've seen guys hit it from lower right here. I've done it personally. My partners have done it on me. Same thing. Even if you're a little bit more extended than you want to be, your head's down. Same steps. Big step, get ready to knee slide, get your ear to this opposite hip, and swing the leg out while you knee slide. So everything's the same. You don't get the position you want. He's hipping in hard. Ear to this opposite hip, big step, get ready to knee slide, leg up. Ear's pushing his hip the opposite direction, we're swinging his leg out. All right, so next position, defensive guy gives us a different feel. We get in, we shoot. I get in, I try to keep my hand above the knee. He gets that ankle whizzer before I can get it. I'm gonna go to the shin, post, and I'm gonna near shelf it. Last time we showed a shelf before we put it on the opposite leg. This one we're shelving it with the same side that we penetrated with. So I'm going down to the shin, near shelf, going out front, so I create an L with his foot. So I'm out here, I want to create an L right here, straight line from his toe to mine. I'm going to post, get on all fours. From here, I'm going to put my head right here in his hip. I'm going to run through. So we shoot, he gets the ankle whizzer. Post, put it on that near leg, put my head right here in his hip, and even if I can't pop my head all the way through to double off, that's okay. A lot of times if it's tight, we won't be able to get there. We're just gonna run through. Head up, we don't wanna have our head down because we're just gonna run to the mat. We wanna have our head up, and we're gonna run just like a full-on sprint. And like I was saying, with everything else, we wanna keep our head up if we can. That's not single leg, that's just basic wrestling. You want to keep your head up. always keep in good position. So we shoot, he gets that ankle whizzer, put it on the shelf. Once I put it on the shelf, I'm going back above the knee. I'm gonna put my head right here in the hip, get on all fours, hand posted on the mat. I'm gonna run through them. Like I said, I want to try and get my head through that hole, but if I can't, that's okay. We just want to make sure we're running as fast as we can, as hard as we can. So shooting, gets the ankle whizzer, put my head right here in the hole, forehead right here on that hip, posting, all fours. Now I'm running through them. I like to get on all fours when I'm in there because it's going to give me more drive. I can run on my toes here. If I'm on my knees and I try and get to it, I'm not going to have any drive. When I'm on my feet, now I can run through them. Shoot, below the knee, head in the hole, post, up on all fours, and we're running through them. Most important thing about this, I would say, making sure we're getting our head right here in this hip, keeping our head up, and making sure that we're running through them. If we kind of just try and reach for that leg, he's not just going to get his leg back and we're not going to get to it. It's really important that we run through as hard as you can. So make sure you have your head in that hip and you're full on sprinting to that other leg, doubling off. So we're going to shoot our sweep. We want to keep our head position nice and good right here. Now I'm going to get that angle. Now when I get it, I'm going to come up. And if we're wrestling a funky guy where I can't get to that ankle, he's wrestling, he's tough, he's good in there. I'm going to go hand that's on the hill. I'm going to cup it so my elbow's pushing his toe out and my hand's on his heel. So toes going out, heel. I'm going to lock, re-grip deep as I can. Even if he has that whizzer, go ahead, get as deep as you want. And I'm going to straighten his leg out, kind of like running a pipe. So I'm going to push his toe out, hand on the heel. I'm going to take him to his back. Go ahead, come up. So we're wrestling an athletic guy. Can't get that angle that I want. I'm going to go hand to the heel, elbow to the toe. I'm going to turn his toe out. Hand goes as deep as you can to the knee. I'm going to run him to the opposite direction. It's like running a pipe. So I'm shooting. Get that angle, shelf it. Everything's good. Now I'm wrestling an athletic guy. I can't switch off. I'm going to go hand to the heel, elbow on his toe, hand as deep as we can around that leg. We're going to take him back. When I'm grabbing his heel like that, it's locking out his leg so he's not going anywhere. Go ahead, try and wrestle. He can't do much. So show it one more time. Really all we want to focus on is that heel and that toe. So the way I'm grabbing it, once it's shelved, obviously, I'm going hand to that heel right here, elbow on the toe. This hand we want it as deep as we can, and we're going to straighten it out. See how it's straightened out his leg right there? Now we're going to take him back to his, towards that back leg almost. Run in the pipe. From here we can double off or however you want to finish. I usually just double off. But really what we're focusing on is that heel and that toe. So heel, elbow on the toe, and we're straightening out his leg. It's locking it out. So next, one of my personal favorites. I would get here probably more often than most of the other finishes just because I was comfortable here and the way a lot of guys would defend when I shoot a sweep single. You end up here a lot. So I'm going to shoot, like I said, whatever setup you want. I get in, he sprawls, I'm a little extended. I'm trying to get that angle, circling, circling, circling. I can't get that angle. When I'm circling, his hips are going to raise a little bit. See that? How his hips raised a little bit when I was chasing the angle? There I'm going to post. I'm going to knee slide underneath. Now when I sit, I want to sit right here with the wide base, feet swishered. I'm sitting on the ankle that I penetrated with. I'm going to pull, go ahead and lock around my waist. I'm going to pull across like a seatbelt, go to the heel, pulling it across my body. He's going to fall off my shoulder a little bit right here. I'm gonna post my hand so I don't fall over to my side. I'm gonna drive back to my butt. Now I'm gonna keep a nice wide base with my feet right here so it doesn't kick me through, roll me through. Still have my hand posted, have this leg extended. I'm gonna hook. When I hook, I'm gonna hip in, clear my head, double off into a turn. If you get the Turk, that's good. Really, I'm just trying to get that takedown though. So we're getting that angle, chasing. When his hips raise up, I'm gonna post in the middle, knees slide through. I got a nice wide base right here. All my weight's on this hill. I got my feet swishered. I'm gonna go to this hill, pull across my body, post, drive back to my butt. I'm sitting on one side of my butt. We don't wanna be on both, flat on our butt, because that's what he's gonna roll us through. So we're sitting on one side of our butt, posting. Got a nice wide base so he doesn't roll us through. We're gonna straighten this leg out, hook, hip in, clearing our head. A lot of times, what people struggle with is just getting this base right here and keeping their back straight. A lot of people try and finish this way. This is gonna leave your ankles open, which is bad. Also, you're carrying all of his weight this way. I'm feeling it straight on my lower back. When I'm right here, I'm comfortable. I can hold him all day. Now I'm gonna pull across, make sure you straighten out that leg, and we're gonna post. That's another thing people struggle with. A lot of times when they go here, they go to their side and try and hook. That's when Eric's gonna roll me all the way through and I'm gonna lose the shot. All right, so I'm gonna pull across, post, drive back to my butt. I'm on one side of my butt right here. I don't want to be on my side. That's when he's going to roll me through. Keeping everything straight, head up, good position. I'm going to hook, hip in, and clear my head. A lot of times I'm just going to go for my takedown, but if you want to look for a pin from there, that's a good way to get people panicking. So when I pull across, if he's not going to bail, he's keeping it nice and tight right here, you can go ahead and stack him and look for that fall. A lot, like I was saying though, a lot of times I'll just look for my takedown. Sometimes right here, this is when guys will panic and then you can get your takedown. So I don't want to get pinned, they'll bail, you'll get your two. So one more time, shoot, try and get the angle of the post, come up through. We got our feet swishered, so we can't get our ankles. Even if he does get an ankle, he only has one ankle to get. All I'm gonna do is just straighten it out to the side. Now I can peel it off, pull across, post, drive back to my butt. Got a nice wide base right here, so he can't roll me through. Hook, hip in, clear my head. We're shooting, getting in. I'm going backdoor finish. We come up, this time we get our arm trapped. Same thing. I want my feet swishered, wide base. I'm gonna trap the top hand with my wrist, and I'm secure the bottom hand with my hand. So I'm gonna go wrist, nice and tight to my chest, securing the bottom hand. I'm gonna fall off to whichever side I'm in on. So I'm in on this leg right here. I'm gonna fall off to that side, put him on his back, circle. Now when I put him on his back, I'm gonna go 1 foot on each side of his head, and he's gonna roll, he's either gonna get pinned or he's gonna roll one of two ways. Now when I do this, first and foremost, I wanna try and pin him. Most guys aren't gonna let you just pin him, so he's either gonna roll to the right or the left. First we'll go to when he rolls into this leg right here, the same side that you're in on. So he rolls that way. I'm gonna pop my head off. I'm gonna put my hips to the mat, butt to the ceiling. I'm gonna circle that leg. Go ahead, keep it locked. So I got that leg secured. That's what I wanna do first. I wanna secure that leg. Then I'm gonna hook it. Now it's secured, so I can let go with this hand. I'm gonna double off. Even if he keeps that grip locked, you're still getting your two. So I'm in, traps my arm, securing the top hand with my wrist, tight to my chest, bottom hand with my hand. I'm gonna go off to the same side I'm in on, circle. 1 foot on each side of his head. He's gonna roll the same side I'm in on. I'm gonna pop my head out, This hand's gonna let go of the hand, his hand. I'm gonna go secure that leg, hips to the mat, butt to the ceiling. Lock that leg. Then I'm gonna hook it, double off. Now it's really important you have that leg secured the whole time, because if I just try and double off right here without securing that leg first, he's probably just gonna straighten out his leg that I'm in on. Now you're in trouble. So you wanna make sure you have that leg secured before you double off. So I'm gonna come up, wrist secures the top hand, hand secures the bottom hand, go off to the same side I'm in on, 1 foot on each side of his head. It's gonna roll me to that side, head pops out, hips to the mat, butt to the ceiling, secure that leg, lock my hands. Even if it's shallow right here, that's fine. We just wanna make sure that leg's secured. Now I'm gonna hook it. Now that this leg's secured with that hook, I can let go with this hand and double off. So we wanna make sure we get that head out, and we wanna make sure we have that leg secured the whole time. 2 main points. Show it one more time. I'm coming up, traps my arm, going off to the same side, pop my head out. Or sorry, he's gonna roll me first. I'm gonna put 1 foot on each side of his head. He's gonna roll me to that leg. I'm gonna pop my head out, hand to the leg, secure it, hook it. Now it's secured, I can double off, and I take down. Like I said, even if your legs or your arm's trapped, you still got that double and you're gonna get your 2. Now I'm gonna show when he rolls the other side, same thing, same position, it's trapped, rolling. Now he's gonna roll opposite of the leg that I'm in on. So when I feel it, I'm gonna go 2 feet to the same side he's rolling towards, and I'm gonna hip heist over and look for a shallow half right here. Now you could readjust and look for a pin. Most of the times when this happens, the guy will belly out. You'll just end up getting your 2. Come up, same thing, securing the hand. Going up to the same side you're in on. He's rolling you the opposite side. Circle. 2 feet on the same side he's rolling you towards. I'm gonna hip heist into him and look for this half. Go ahead, keep it locked. Now you're gonna get like really shallow half. It's just gonna be the wrist basically on the back of his neck. That's just enough so you can get your angle to get your takedown or to make him panic. Because if he doesn't, he has to belly out or he's gonna go to his back. Show it again. Coming up. Traps my arm. Rolls me the opposite side. 2 feet on each side on the same side he rolled me towards. Hip heisting into him. Getting that shallow half. He's gonna belly out or he's gonna get pinned right here. Next, we'll attack the opposite side of the body. It's good to have opposite attacks, obviously. You don't want to just have one straight attack, because guys start telegraphing that, and they just have to worry about that one shot. If you're attacking both sides of the body, throwing out different attacks, that's going to come back and open up your whatever you're good at, whether it's double, single. Me personally, I like singles, high crotch, whatever you're good at. You want to mix it up. So we're going to go to the opposite side of the body. From here, I like wrestling from the elbows. If I'm shooting a high crotch, there's a few ways we can get to it. One, we can go inside tie, lift up our elbow right here, just penetrate through. A lot of times when guys do that, they want to try and make a big hole. Really all you need to do is just clear this elbow right here. Just enough so you can get through. Like I'm saying, come inside, lift it up just enough so you can get through, penetrate. My bad. The one I'm going to show, what I'm more comfortable with is off the elbow. So when he comes inside, he's pressuring me, back step. When I'm ready to penetrate, I'm gonna throw it past my shoulder right here. Like I said, we don't need a big motion right here. We just need enough to pass it past my shoulder. I'm gonna go hand to my hip and hand right here on the knee. We don't need to penetrate all the way fully on this one. We just want to go to the bend of the knee right here and then change off. So he's pressuring, back step. I'm gonna go hand to past this elbow, just so it clears my shoulder. Hand to my back pocket on the opposite side right here. This is what I mean by back pocket. hand in the back pocket, and we're not penetrating fully, we're going hand to the opposite side. So our shoulder's actually going outside on this high crotch. That's gonna get him to go over our shoulders, then we can finish. All right, sorry guys, we good? Yep. All right, so I like doing it from the opposite side right here, just because it throws them off a little bit, especially if we're attacking one side of the body the whole time. But really, you can do it either side you want. Like I said, you can go opposite side, head to head, right here. I like doing it opposite side, just because it throws guys off a little bit. So it's pressure, pressure, pressure. Back step when I'm ready to go, clearing that shoulder, hands going to my back pocket, hand to the bend of the knee, shoulder outside. Now I can finish. One thing you want to be careful of when you are taking this shot, you don't want to leave that foot behind. So when you're penetrating, it's pressure, 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 back step. We don't want to leave this foot behind right here. Turn. This is when this guy's going to go to our ankle, roll, defend. There's a lot of stuff he can do, whatever he wants to do with it. We just want to make sure we keep that leg coming up with us. So when we're doing it, back step, ready to go, changing levels. Going to the bend of the knee, shoulder outside. We want to swish our foot and take it with us. Now we can finish. Like I said, if we do that, we leave our ankle behind, now we're in a scramble. So one more time. Like I said, you can go ahead on either side of the body. When I'm ready, take my back step, clear that shoulder, goes over the top of my body. We're going to swisher that foot so we don't leave it behind. Now I can backdoor double, whatever, I mean, go, however you want to finish. Just really focus on keeping that shoulder to the outside when you shoot and swishing that foot. All right, similar, same thing, high crotch. Similar to going off the elbows, I'm gonna rest my hand over the top. I want this guy to underhook me, baiting him in, letting him push, push. This one I do want my head on the same side of the body, just so I have head position. Because if we don't, we have it on the opposite side. Now this guy's he has an underhook. He can go high crotch. I mean, there's a lot of stuff you can do with an underhook. So if you are gonna feed him that underhook, you wanna make sure you have head position with it. I'm controlling this wrist right here. I mean, it's whatever you're most comfortable with. I like the wrist because it gives you more space. So when he pushes, you're letting him push, push, push. Same thing. We're gonna go hand to the back pocket again, and we're gonna shoot our head through the hole. Same thing. We wanna make sure we keep our trail leg with us. Same exact thing, except we're going off an underhook, his underhook. So we're baiting him, letting our hand hang. We usually don't want a hand to hang over the top, but we're baiting him to get that underhook. Let him in, got our head position, got wrist control. It's pressure, 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 pressure. When you're ready, back step. Same exact thing, except this time we're going off the underhook. You can grab the elbow if you want. I just let it hang. Go into the back pocket. Go into the bend of the knee, shoulder outside, swishing our foot when we go, backdoor double. We want to make sure he has good pressure when we're doing this. If the guy's at a standstill and you try and do this, you're kind of just going to end up in front of him. So you want to make sure he's feeding you good pressure when you do this. All right, so we got our head position, wrist control, letting him push, push, push. When you're ready, back step, hand to the back pocket, shoulder outside, hand goes to the bend of the knee, goes over the top, swish your foot so he doesn't grab that ankle, backdoor double. So one more time. Got your head position, hanging so he gets that unhook. Pressure, pressure, pressure. Make sure he's got good pressure. Back step, hand to the back pocket, shoulder outside, hand on the bend of the knee, swish your foot, backdoor double. All right, next, I don't know if you want to call it a high crotch or an outside single. It's same thing off the setup for an outside single, or a high crotch, excuse me, but it's not really a high crotch. When we're shooting, you can do any setup. I kind of set it up the same way off an elbow. When we're shooting, I'm penetrating my shoulder below this knee right here. So instead of a traditional high crotch, we're up tight, or even like I was showing with shoulder outside, we're going shoulder inside below this knee. And just like I was showing with the sweep single, we're gonna cup that heel, push that toe into us. This guy's probably gonna be defending, locked around our belly. I'm gonna come up, swishing my feet so he doesn't grab that ankle. I got this heel, toe into me. Once I'm here, I just take him forward. Once I take him forward, I'm gonna put my weight back. So I put my head in his knee. Now I can double off. So we'll just start from there. Like I said, any setup you want for a high crotch. I'm shooting my shoulder right here below the knee. Hand cupping his heel, taking him over the top, pushing that toe into me with my elbow. Hand securing his knee right here. We're gonna take him forward. Once he hits his butt, I'm gonna back out, hand over his knee, doubling off. So again, we'll start in there. We're shooting, even if we shoot a regular high crotch, we can just lower our level. We're gonna lock it out. A lot of times that's how it happens. Securing this heel right here, pulling the toe into us. I mean, now he can't scramble out. Go ahead and try and scramble out. You kind of have the bottom half of his leg locked out right here. So I'm gonna take him forward, head in the knee, doubling off. One more time. Shooting below the knee, cupping his heel, coming up. Toe to the body, pull the toe into us, taking him forward, head in the knee, doubling off. We're gonna go ahead and start with the basic head-hands defense. First off, you don't want the guy to get to your leg. That's the best defense. You don't want him to touch your leg. If he can't touch your leg, he can't score on you probably. So we're gonna try and keep him off of our legs. So we'll start off with a basic, just regular down block drill. When I'm shooting, I want to go head to head. I'm staring right at Eric's waistband right there. So when he changes levels to penetrate, I can telegraph it. Now when I'm blocking, I'm using my head up. You can block head to head, head in the shoulder. You just want to make sure you're blocking with your head right here. So when I'm blocking, going head. Also, I'm using my hand right here to stop his attack hand. This is Eric's attack hand, his lead leg. If he's coming with a sweep single, that's his attack hand. I'm blocking his hand, sweeping it out away from my leg. So I'm blocking my head, get my feet back, blocking my head, blocking his attack hand. So sweeping one more time, blocking his attack hand, blocking his shot with my head, getting my feet back. Again, I'm telegraphing this, I'm looking at his waist. When he's ready to shoot, he's gonna change levels. That's how I know when he's ready to shoot. Same thing if he's shooting a high crotch. He's attacking with that hand. Go ahead. I'm gonna kick that leg up, get my leg back, blocking his attack hand, blocking with my head. Same thing with the double. He shoots. I'm gonna let him guide me, blocking with my head, get my legs back. So a little drill that we do here at Illinois sometimes even. I like to do it with the little guys when I'm coaching little guys, just to get them going. Little single, double, high crotch. So he shoots a single, shoots a high crotch, double. I like to do that, just get going when we're warming up. Down block, getting your defense, getting your feet back, getting ready. So again, we'll go single, high crotch, double. We'll just keep going, then we'll switch off. But like I said, most importantly, you want to make sure you're blocking with your head. Whatever you can get. If you can block his shoulder, you can block his head to head. You want to make sure you can block his attack hand, and you want to get your feet back. If you do just one of those, say I block, but I don't get my feet back, you're still going to get there. If I get my feet back, if I don't block, it's going to get underneath me. So you want to make sure you're blocking, you're stopping that attack hand, and you're getting feet back all at the same time. Like I said, it's a good drill to work on, just to get you going, get your defense better, making sure he doesn't get to your legs. Now start, Eric gets in on my leg, I try to block, he gets there, he shoots a really good shot. Now he's in a good position right here, head up, back straight, he's got his trail leg up. Now with me as the defensive guy, obviously I want the opposite. I'm gonna stuff his head, get my whizzer, take him to the mat. Now I wanna make sure his hands are below my knee. If his hands are above my knee, that's when he can lock me out. Now I'm gonna have trouble scrambling out of this. There's not much I could do if he shelves it and takes me down. There's not too much once he locks that knee out. So I wanna make sure I got this knee, or his hands below my knee. Second, when I get my whizzer right here, a lot of guys go shin whizzer. I don't like going shin wizard just because if a guy limp arms on me, go ahead, limp. Other way. I'm falling flat on my face. I like to grab either in the tricep or the armpit. So right here, when he goes to limp, I catch that arm, go ahead, limp all the way. I catch that arm, go behind. I'm not as committed to it, I'm not gonna fall on my face. So he gets in, I'm gonna go hip to hip. I'm keeping pressure with my trail leg, or sorry, hip to shoulder. I'm gonna slide out. Now when I'm sliding, I'm gonna slide down and away, almost like a baseball slide. I'm gonna try and get my hip to this mat right here. Now he's holding on, sliding, 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 until it gets out. It works a lot better when a guy's trying to finish, because he's readjusting his grip, so you're gonna be able to slip out easier. But let's say he's just holding on. He's holding on nice and tight, you can't get it out. That's fine, just take your stalemate. All right, so we wanna make sure his hands are below my knee. I got my wizard right here on his armpit. I'm gonna go hip to his shoulder right here. I'm gonna line it up, almost like a straight line. Now what my goal is to get my hip, this part of my hip, to the mat right here when I'm limping. I'm using this leg to pressure back into him, pushing on his head, keeping pressure. I'm gonna circle and I'm gonna slide down and away. A lot of times when I do this, guys try and circle and they're just gonna bend out their knee. We wanna slide down and away from it. So as I'm circling, I'm sliding at the same time. Almost like a baseball slide. So I'm pressuring back into him. Got my hand, my trail leg, circle, circle, sliding down and away, getting that leg free. And like I said, we're sliding down and away, not just the circle. If you just try and circle with it, that's when you're gonna bend out your knee and end up getting hurt. You don't need to be super flexible to do this. You just need to circle, 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 sliding down and away. Like I said, it's very similar to a baseball slide, only you're going in a circular motion. Show it one more time. So we shoot, pull him to the mat, pressure in, my leg, hand. I'm gonna put my hip to his shoulder right here, line it up in a straight line. I'm gonna try and get this hip to the mat, and I'm gonna circle down and away, down and away, down and away, until I get out. All right, next, I'm gonna go ahead and show a funk roll. You can hit it, a lot of times I hit it off a regular sweep single, so go ahead. Sweep single, I'll dive off to the side, chase that ankle, and then roll from there. But when I'm showing it, when a lot of times it's easier for guys to learn it, I just like starting them off in a low single. So he's in on a low single. Like I said, I do it from a regular sweep single, but since we're learning, we're gonna start in on a low single. I'm gonna shoot two hands to the ankle. We're staying on the same side he shot on. Got my trail leg up. I'm gonna roll all the way underneath so we're facing opposite directions. Once we're facing that way, facing opposite directions, I'm gonna post my hand, come up to my knees. I'm gonna swish in my feet, opposite. So if he's grabbing this ankle, I'm gonna sit on it, keep this leg straight. Hand goes over the top, underneath, so we got a free hand right here. Now the way we're doing that, we're going over and underneath, almost like we're threading a needle. Now we're gonna fight that free hand. We're gonna drive back, sink our hips, and straighten out that leg. We're gonna go backwards to the hip, turn into him. So low single. Shoot two hands to the ankle. Trail leg up. Gonna roll all the way underneath so we're facing opposite directions. Now that we're facing opposite directions, we go over the top, get to my knees. Now whichever ankle he has, you wanna make sure you have one ankle free. I'm gonna go over the top, and if he has this opposite ankle right here, I wanna go over and underneath so I have one free hand. If he has this free hand, or this ankle, then I want this hand free. If he had my other ankle, then I'm gonna want this hand free. Depending on which ankle he has secured, that's the one you want free. If he has both ankles, you're gonna go, I mean, you could just pick whichever side you want. Get that one free, and then switch and go back, fight that hand. So he has my left ankle, so I got this hand free. I'm going over the top, secured the legs, got one hand free, fight the ankle. Now that my ankle's free, now I can turn in and wizard the hip and turn back into him. So low single, Staying on the same side. Going to the ankle, 2 hands to the ankle, rolling all the way underneath so we're facing opposite directions. Coming up, going over the top. Like I said, if he has both ankles, you can pick, get one free first. Fight the other one, switch your grip. Turn around a little bit. Now we got this one free, we got this hand. Find the ankle. Now that our ankles are free, now we can turn in wizard. If we try and turn, I had this problem a lot when I first started doing this. I would try and turn, but you'd have this ankle free, or this ankle still, end up straightening out my leg. Once your leg's straight like this, I mean, he can come in, get height and turn into you, or you could just stalemate here. Either way, you're probably not going to score if your leg ends up getting straightened. So again, he's in on a low single. We're staying on the same side, going 2 hands to the ankle. Got our post leg up so we can roll all the way through. So we're facing opposite directions. We're gonna go over the top, build up to our knees. Got one ankle free. He has this ankle on my left side, so I'm gonna have this hand free, going over the top underneath, securing both legs. Now I could fight that ankle, get free, turn in, wizard the hip, sink my hips down and away. Last time. Ankle, shoot 2 hands to the ankle, same side, rolling all the way underneath, coming up, got this leg up, has my left side, secure the legs, fight the hand, turn in, get 2. All right, same position. Yeah, starts off in a low single. I'm gonna roll 2 hands to the ankle, standing on the same side. Everything's the same, we're rolling all the way underneath. We're coming up. This time he goes 2 hands to this ankle right here. So if I fight one off, he still has that one, I can't turn in. So what we're gonna do is, I can't get this ankle free, I know I can't get it free. So I'm gonna push this leg down. I'm gonna use this leg, push back into him, make sure all his weight's on his head, top heavy on the back of his head. I'm gonna push this leg down, I'm gonna high leg over. And when I high leg over, I wanna make sure I'm pushing into it right away, because if I don't, it was like I was saying, he's gonna straighten out that leg, I'm gonna get stalemated. So once I high leg over, I'm going right into him. So he's got a low single, staying on the same side. I'm gonna go 2 hands to the ankle, roll all the way through, come up. He's got 2 hands on one side, I can't get it free. Trying. Can't get it, I know I can't get it free, so I'm gonna push, make sure he's got a lot of weight on his head. I'm gonna push this leg down, so I'm gonna be able to clear this leg. I'm gonna high leg all the way over, and immediately when I high leg over, this foot touches the mat, I'm driving right back into him, right over my knee. Almost like a penetration step. Show it again. Everything's the same, rolling through, going all the way through. Can't get it free, pushing back into him, make sure there's weight on his head, pushing this leg down so I can clear it, high legging over, and as soon as I hit it, as soon as this foot hits the mat, I'm driving over that knee. So we're standing on a funk roll. This time he defends a little bit differently. Let's go ahead. He's in on a low single. I'm gonna roll all the way through. Everything's exactly the same. This time he's coming up into me. I'm gonna put it on the table, put it right here on my hip. I'm gonna switch legs. So this knee was up. I'm gonna switch legs so this one comes down. Go ahead and keep it, however you had it. Yeah. This one's gonna go over the top. This hand goes underneath his leg, and I'm gonna crunch him near side cradle. You can go either way you want. You have his arm trapped, you can roll either way. I would probably roll backwards just because it's easier. Cradle and free cradle. It's gonna feel natural to wanna go regular cradle, but you wanna go near side cradle just because it's a tighter grip. Also, go ahead. When you do it, if you try and go regular cradle, he's gonna be able to slip his head out. If you go near side cradle, now he can't slip his head out. Now he's crunched. And like I said, you can go either way. I like to go backwards with it. So show it again. Shoots. comes up into me. This leg's up. We're gonna transition so this one's up. Put it on the table. This hand's gonna go over the top of his head. This arm's gonna go underneath his leg. We're gonna crunch him. You can go backwards, forwards, whichever way you want. When you do this, you wanna make sure you go fast and hard though. If you try and do it softly, it's just gonna pop his head out. It's gonna stiffen up. So if you don't do it fast, I mean, he's just gonna stiffen up right here. A lot of times what I would do, go really hard so he feels the cradle and he straightens out. Then I just get my takedown. So show it one more time with the cradle. He shoots, same side, rolling all the way underneath, coming up. He's crowding me. I'm gonna put it on the table right here, go over the top. His hand goes through the legs and we're gonna crunch him. Either way you want. All right, so same position. Like I said, I do this off a regular single, but since we're learning, just getting it down, I like to show it just off of a regular low single, just so you can get the motion down. So Eric starts in on a low single. I'm gonna high leg over, just like we were when we were showing the funk roll. I'm gonna high leg over the top of his back, so I'm on the opposite side of his body. When I'm here, I wanna keep this leg straight and heavy on the back of his neck, and I'm sitting on my toe, or I'm sitting on my heel with my toe in the mat, so if he lifts me, I can still wrestle from here. There's still stuff I could do. If I'm sitting flat on my butt right here and he lifts me, I'm toppling over. So he's in, legs straight, heavy on the back of his neck. I'm gonna shoot my hand through, I'm gonna dip my shoulder through his legs, hand on his lower back. I'm gonna lock out his leg right here so he can't straighten it out. Go ahead and straighten it out. It kind of just locks out his leg a little bit. So I'm gonna keep this leg straight, heavy on the back of his neck. I'm gonna roll him over the top like a somersault. I'm gonna keep this hand on the back the whole time, keeping his leg in place. Once I go to the opposite side, I'm gonna go over the top of his neck to his chin, settle in, and get a cradle. We wanna make sure we keep that hand on his back the whole time too, because if we release too soon, then he's gonna straighten his leg out and we're gonna lose the whole thing. So he gets in, high leg over, sitting on turn around a little bit. Toe on the mat, sitting on my heel, so we're mobile. I'm gonna dip my shoulder through, hand on the lower part of his back. I'm gonna roll him over the top of his head, keep my leg straight, going to the opposite side of his body, keep my hand on his back right here, grabbing his chin, settling in, looking for that cradle. Show it again. Stand on a low single. I'm gonna high leg over, heavy on the back of his neck right here, leg straight. I'm gonna dip my shoulder, hand on the back of his, on the lower part of his back, roll him over the top, go to the opposite side of his body, hand over his head, cradle and settle in. Show it one last time. Then on a low single, high leg over, go through his legs, hand on the lower part of his back, rolling him over the top of his head, go to the opposite side of his body, settle in first. Now we can release that lower part of his back and settle in for a cradle. So this time he's attacking the opposite side of our body. First I want to try and slip his shoulder if I can. So when I see him, like I said, when I'm looking at his hips, when I see him changing levels and he's shooting that high crotch, I'll take a step so his shoulder comes out. Take a step, lock in the crotch, and pull him forward. Right here, his shoulders popped out, so this leg's free. I can move more. If it's deep, I try doing this, well now I'm in a little bit of trouble because all he needs to do is switch off and he can double off and I'm in trouble. When he's here though, and his shoulder's out, now he can't double off. So I'm gonna hook the leg, grab his hip, let go with this hand, go back and post, pull myself up. Once I'm here, hip in, cross face, straighten out that leg, gear two. So this is ideal if we're trying to get the slip the shoulder. When he shoots, looking at his hip, I see it coming. I'm taking a big step. My foot stepping to the back of his feet right here. I'm locking his crotch and I'm pulling him forward. Pulling him forward, getting that shoulder out deeper. When I feel like his shoulder's out far enough, I'm gonna step over, hook his foot, lock right here in his hip for a grip, post, pull myself up. Once I pull myself up, grab his ankle, hip in, whatever you want. Get your leg free. If you're comfortable, you can throw legs in from there. So show one more time. Taking a step out, trying to beat that shoulder, locking the crotch, pull him forward, post the hand, grab the hip, pulling myself up, hip and in. Like I said, if you're comfortable, you could throw a leg in or reach back, bent leg Turk. There's a lot of stuff you can do from there. Let's say, I mean, that's ideal situation. You just beat the corner. Say he gets in a little bit deeper. Still trying to beat the corner, but he's in deep. I'm gonna lock in the crotch. I'm gonna take him all the way through, but I'm gonna stop with his armpit when he's on his back. I'm blocking the bend of his knee with my armpit. I'm posting back so I don't fall on my back. We don't want to be back here because he's gonna come up into us. So I'm posting, keeping height, block with my armpit, get my head through. Once I get my head through, I get my other arm through, I'm gonna come up into him. So high crotching, trying to get that corner, blocking in the crotch, rolling him all the way through, blocking with the armpit right here, the bend of his knee, getting our head through, other arm through, coming up into him. A lot of times when guys struggle with this, it's because they're trying to roll them halfway through instead of all the way through and blocking. So sometimes when they do it, just go ahead. They'll try and go right here, and then they don't get it through because they're trying to roll halfway through, or they'll end up stuck on their back or something. You want to roll all the way through, just like a full-on crotch lift. So when I'm rolling them all the way through, I'm going to post, block with my armpit, get my head through that hole. Once my head's through, I can get my arm through. Now I can come up and roll. Show it one more time. Shoots. Try and get that angle, locking the crotch, roll them through, blocking with my armpit, get my head through, get my other arm through, coming up into them. All right, so we're going to stick on the high crotch. He's attacking the opposite side. So we're going to lock in the crotch. We're trying to slip that shoulder. We're going to roll him all the way through. And this time we're going to roll him all the way through. We're going to hook the leg on the way. We're going to come up, cross face. It looks really simple, really basic. I mean, you'll be surprised at how many guys you'll get with it. So he shoots a high crotch, trying to beat that corner, locking the crotch, regular crotch lift. I'm going to roll him all the way through. As I'm rolling through, I'm going to hook the leg. Use that hand to post, come back up, cross face. So he shoots. Even if I can't hook it all the way, get a clean hook. When I roll through, same this. As long as I'm in position right here, where I get my hips up on his, hip to hip, I'm good right here. Now I can cross face, wrestle, get that leg free. So it's really basic, not too difficult. It works on a lot of good guys though. So he shoots, try and beat that shoulder. Every time I'm doing this, when I'm splitting the legs, everything I'm doing, I'm trying to beat the shoulder as best I can. Because the deeper he is, the harder it's going to be for me to get the angle that I want. Another thing guys have trouble with, just if you aren't familiar with freestyle or crotch lifts or things like that, when I'm rolling through, I'm rolling them through my sides. Sometimes when I show it, guys want to roll them over the top of their head, and they end up kind of like this. We're rolling them over our shoulder. So I'm sitting corner, trying to get that shoulder out as far as I can. So I'm rolling through, and I'm rolling over the top of my shoulder, hooking the leg, posting, coming up, cross face. So show one more time. He shoots, high crotch, trying to beat that shoulder as best we can. Locking the crotch, rolling over our shoulder, hooking that leg, post end, coming up and cross facing. All right, thanks for tuning in. I showed you a little bit of what I know, what helped me win. Hopefully you pick something up and hopefully it sticks. If not only just one thing, that's one more thing you could add to your arsenal. Thanks for tuning in.